rolling bones with kidney stones, and some of us have rickety bones, but nevertheless we do our best. Come watch our show and be impressed. Rolling, 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 bones.
Oh dear me.
Oh, look at this one.
Good.
Oh, yeah, that's wonderful. You remember this? Oh, one day at a time.
Yes, I do remember.
Yes, is all I'm asking of you. Oh, you.
Daisy, Papa's are after you.
That's enough. That's enough. Oh, that's
You
enough.
don't know a beautiful voice, that's the whole company, Mum.
Smoke. Look, we're here to discuss our next show on YouTube.
Yes, yes, yes.
YouTube, what's YouTube?
Oh, you already know that.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
Yes,
I don't-
we've been told before.
So
Yeah, but I don't remember.
what are we discussing?
we are going, and I've already teed it up, we're going to see the Harvey Bay Animal Refuge at Lincoln Bar.
That sounds
Interesting.
Yes,
So that'll be
yes,
interesting.
I like that.
You like that?
Yes, yes,
See the
yes.
dogs and cats and how they look after them.
It'll be very, very interesting for our show.
It will be.
The way it helps people.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
And are we going to speak to some of the people who have already got dogs from the refuge?
Yes, we are.
Oh,
So
good.
that'll be good. It'll be individuals just chatting about how they help.
That's good.
Yeah, and she's really very keen for us to go there and talk about, yes, to be interviewed. And they're all volunteers there.
Are they?
Yes, which is wonderful.
Marvellous.
Really
Well, I've
wonderful.
never been there
And
before.
when
I
those little
wouldn't
dogs
mind.
look at you with those pitiful eyes of theirs, well, you better keep your hand and your money in your pocket, or you'll
Yeah.
come home with one of them.
Oh,
Well, I was thinking maybe I'd see a nice little puppy out there.
Oh, yeah, oh, some of them are. The look they give you, oh, you'd swear they'd been trained.
they probably have been. But you had a bird, didn't you?
Yes, I did, and I went away on holidays and I came back and
It fell off the bird.
it did. Yeah, and I really miss him, you know.
Yes.
I really do.
Excuse me, dear. Did it hurt itself when it fell off the perch?
Well, I don't know, but I felt so sad.
Oh,
Yes.
oh.
So we're going to also have our usual little funny skits. So that'll be good. Yep. And so we're all prepared to kind of go.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. So that's going to be our. I'll just tee up a day that will suit us all.
Yep,
Yes,
that'll be good, that'll
So
be good.
next Thursday.
Yes.
Does that sound good to you?
Yes, yes, very good.
Okay.
Animal
do that.
refuge,
Yep.
here we come.
My
Yeah.
grandma told me I'm not to tell any of my skits because she'd seen that book that I hadn't eaten in the bedroom.
Oh, were you a naughty boy when you were younger?
Oh, no, no.
she's been a little angel. She's really good.
Oh, Charlie's been good.
Yeah, that's good. Oh dear.
Oh.
He's quite active.
Now, Charlie,
Yeah.
that's naughty. You shouldn't do that. Be a good boy. Now be a good boy.
Oh.
Ours little Toby.
Oh, Sully's a
good.
really good little
And
dog.
Charlie's good.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
good. Oh,
Well, he's got some time.
yes.
Oh,
That's a lovely day
it
today.
is. It's beautiful.
Yeah, she's been a little angel. She's a lovely little dog.
Charlie, he's been
He's
good.
been good
Oh,
too. Oh, he's got a lot of strength, hasn't he?
he has.
Yeah, cool.
Oh, look, he's running away.
Oh no! Oh, he's outrained after my dog
Oh,
now.
Charlie,
Oh,
get off. Not
Get
again.
off, Charlie!
Thank you, Mel and Marie, for having us at the Animal Refuge today. We would just like to ask you a few questions about the unwanted animals that come to the refuge and what happens to them.
Oh, well, thank you for your group coming along. So we hope we've got all the answers to your questions. Yeah.
Do you have many elderly people come and ask for an
We
animal?
do. Like the age bracket here, there's no range from it. It can go from young to the elderly that come through here. And it's good that we can place the pets when we see them. Also, especially going with the elderly, their companions, we match them up that they're going to be good. With the residents, like with the pets that come through, if they're elderly, with the years that we've been volunteers here, we've noticed some people, not a lot, some people will shy from them. So what we've done is offered a free service to people when they come in and said for some reason they cannot keep their pet, whether it's a dog or a cat. Would they give us a photo? We take all their particulars and everything, and their particulars, and we put it on our Facebook page. It allows the people then to go to that home. They talk to each other and they're going to work out themselves, am I giving my pet to the right person? And then they can bond that way. So that's a service we offer there. So, yeah.
You'll find pets too will adopt themselves to people.
They can pick up, they sense, and pets are like, you're right, they're very cluey, and you can tell by their action, their body action and everything, who they want to be around and all that. And especially some that we've had come through here, and you can see sometimes they're carrying or they're deep bit down or somebody's got something, you know that something's happened to them, but the volunteers over the time until they're adopted get around them and bond with them and get them used to being around people and doing other things. So yeah.
Do you get many abused animals here?
Some do. Some, if they're too bad, we have to report them to RSPCA. They come through, and some animals, like we always say to the public as well, if there's nothing wrong in putting someone in, if you notice there's a cat or a dog or a cat or kitten that's been neglected, there's no food or water, it's your right to protect that animal and report them. They can report it to us, or you can ring the RSPCA, which is in Bundaberg or Brisbane, just to make sure that the pet has been looked after. Yeah.
I was wondering, when you do adopt a pet, it seems these days that you adopt them and they've been through the vet and they're chipped and they're all healthy before they go on. And no, they wouldn't be registered. You have to register them.
So before they leave our doors, if they're not already desexed, vaccinated, microchips,
Yes.
they'll have all that done before they leave, so they'll have up-to-date vaccinations. The microchip, if they don't have one already, they'll get one installed into their new owner's names, or we change it over into their name. They're desexed as well, and they also fill out a council registration form while they're here as well. So all that's done.
Yeah.
That's a good service.
Because your new law here in the Fraser Coast, which was brought in 2014, and then it's been brought in last year also for dogs now, first for cats, every pet in the Fraser Coast has to be desexed unless you're a registered breeder. So this is them trying to control the amount of unwanted litters that are out there.
Especially cats.
Yeah, so that's been in practice for a while, and it's like our refuge, other refuges around at all pounds, all have to follow that procedure that the animal has to be desexed. That's even a private person now, you know, you see these people that have, and they advertise they've got to follow the same rule if they live in the Fraser Coast or if the pet is staying in the Fraser Coast. But if it goes outside the Fraser Coast with these other people that haven't, they don't have to do it. But if it stays in Fraser Coast, they have to have it.
Would the proportion of cats to dogs?
It varies, especially when the cats are in season with the kittens. I mean, even though they're brought in the desexing program, there's still a fair few out there that come through breeding. We keep trying to say to the people that come back, if you desex, it won't cost us much. Like, we only charge $10 per litter, like per kitten or per puppy to come through. But we said, put your money into having that pet desexed, so every year you're not coming back, you know, with the litter and all that. But the girls are doing really good in the office here. The turnover here at the Refuge Touch Board is going good. As soon as the pets are coming in, whether they're young or old, they're coming in. Some will only last a couple of hours. Some only can be here an hour, and the right person will come through the gate. The girls have a list of people of a special pet that they're looking for a companion, and as soon as that description of that pet comes through, these people are given priority, they're given the phone call, they come through, they sit out here in the little enclosure we have here to see if they're going to bond and everything. In the cattery, they'll sit in the seats in there, be around the cat to make sure it's okay, all the dog and puppy. But the girls don't just shove them onto them, they're watching the body reaction from both of them and how they are, so yeah, it's pretty cool.
Do you foster your animals at all?
We don't foster, we don't have to foster here because we have the facilities here. We have enough kennels and we have enough cattery units. Whereas this refuge here is the only one since, as I said, it formed in January 1975, started in July 77. It's the only refuge that has built from start from its own facilities. It owns everything here, and as I said before, it was done by volunteers and a lot of fundraising. Council doesn't own it, government doesn't own it, and neither does council or government fund it. Everything you see here is being done by volunteers and also by donations of the kind public, and the surrenders, the adoptions, and our fortnight Nick and Bar markets, because as I said, that's our main fundraiser. If that doesn't run, this does not exist. So both of them need each other. It'll always stay an animal refuge. For the rest of its life, it's always going to stay a Harvey Bay Animal Refuge. Yes.
So how much does it cost to get an animal?
Okay, Mac will tell you that.
Varies. For adult dogs, it's $315. For puppies under 3 months, it's $320, and for all the cats, it's $200. So, and of course that includes desexing, vaccination, microchipping. So we don't make a lot of money off of it because obviously vet bills are quite expensive.
Go straight back to the vets.
Yes. So, but you know, we make maybe $5 or something like that.
Yeah. So that's why I say the refuge side of the adoption and surrender doesn't give it its main funds it needs. It's that market, but the service is there. If you adopt, you get all these things already done for you. And people will say to some of the girls, oh, that's a bit of money. But if you ring a vet up and you ask them, what is it, just to desex your dog or cat, have it vaccinated, have it microchipped, it's costing more than what it's costing you to actually adopt from the refuge. So once the girls show them all that, they understand the adoption fee and everything. So
It's very good, and being desexed, it stops a lot of unwanted animals.
Oh, yes.
So I figured that if you walk out of here with an animal, the only thing yearly you would have would be the registration and the worming, isn't it?
Yeah,
And pretty much, and the vaccinations.
And the vaccination.
But that's your responsibility.
Yeah.
And the girls explain that as well in the office when they come in. They also explain, you've taken this pet on board to be a family member. They tell them all the feeding costs, what it's going to cost them, your vaccination, your microchip, to let them know you're responsible for this pet. So we've had a 99.9 good success rate, you know. Yeah, we could say. And it's good to see them, young and old, have that smile on the face. As soon as they've got the pet and tail wagging, looking all meowing, and you hear that motor in the cats, they're purring away, and it's like a little motor going.
And our smiles too. Especially when they bring them back to visit the dogs. Sometimes they'll bring them back to visit in market days. It's great. The dogs are happy. They're happy to see us, which is good.
Yeah.
Volunteer teams that are with us. And like I was saying, that they all share in different departments when they come on volunteer. We don't tell them what they have to do, we tell them what's available, and they'll choose whether they want to work with the pets or don't want to work with the grounds, or they want to be a repairman. And we've got an excellent team of handymen here that help us do all that. We've got exercise people that come through and take the dogs and puppies for an exercise. We've got people that brush the kittens and the cats and everything. So they're all looked after well here. They've got good bedding and everything, and people come through and they're making up beds for the cattery and the kitten all the time, and the puppies and dogs. So yeah, it's good. The public support is good, and the volunteers, as we said, they're the heartbeat of this place. Without the volunteers, again, this wouldn't exist. They're a good team.
If you adopt a dog and you find out that it's not compatible, can you bring it back?
Yeah, what we do, we say 3 days, and we have our signs out there, and this has been going on for 3 years. In that 3 days and 3 nights, you should know that pet's going to work out with you. It's going to be fine in your home or where you want it working out. You should know if you're bonding in that time, it's eating okay and all that, then it's your. But then after that, if you decide 2 months later, 3 months, 6 months later, or whatever, or weeks later, no, I just don't want this pet anymore, then there's a surrender fee. But because the pet already has all those services, the surrender fee for the dog coming in is only $30, isn't it? $30, so you put out the other, that's it. But we said in that time, 3 days, you should know that if you've bonded with that pet and they've settled in and how they're going to be.
The information you've given us is
Yes.
really good. It's really good.
I mean, we have a $30 surrender fee if they want to bring it back, if the dog's had all its vet work done. But for people off the street that are moving, can't take their pet with them or whatever, and they want to surrender, there is a surrender fee for them too, and it varies on a scale depending on what vet work they've had, because we have to pay for that. So that depends too on what work's been done as to what they have to pay to.
But this going to the nursing home, that opens our heart up. We just love it. They know as soon as we go through and go through the pets, and we take the little children as well, and they just want someone to be there to cuddle, someone to talk to and someone to listen to. So it's good. So that's it makes their day, doesn't it? It really makes their day. So we love going up there. We can't wait to each visit we go up. We've been asked by other nursing homes if we'll go up there as well. The 2 new ones that have been built, they've asked us if when they get all settled if we'll take pets up there as well. And do that. But to work here, to be a volunteer, you've got to be passionate about the pets and also about the service. And you can pick them after a few weeks, can't we, Mel? Who's good around the pets and all that, and some sort of realise it's not for them. And we've had good teams come in, good stories and that, and they keep in touch with us. So, but we love doing it here, so and we keep getting asked why we're here. Simple, because we care. That's why we're here, we care. And that's it.
For sure.
That's
Thank you.
it.
Great. That's great. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, what's this? Oh, what's on the end of here? Hello, what are you doing in there? Hey, they threw you away. Why did they do that? Just 'cause you was getting old and they didn't want you anymore? Oh, that's not nice. What's your name? Oh no, that's not a good name for a nice doggy like you. I have to give you a nice name. Yeah, and you haven't got a home. How would you like to come and live with me and be my forever friend? You would? Well, we'll think of a nice name for you. Let me think. What was that? They had a pussycat too that they gave away. Oh dear. Did she get a nice home? She did. No. How would you like to be called Rusty? You would? Okay, your name's Rusty. You're coming to live with me and be my forever friend, and I can talk to you all the time. Now come on, we'll go home and have some tea, eh? Come on. Off we go. go home. Come on, Rusty. Come on, Rusty. Come on. Come on, Charlie. Oh, sorry. Come on, Charlie, hurry up. Rusty and I'll be home long before you. Come on, hurry up.
She saved me really, because I have depression and that, and she knows when I have my bad days, and she just sits with me, but she just wants to know where I am all the time. She won't leave me alone. She won't leave me alone from the time I get up to the time I go to bed. Hey girl.
And her name's Sally.
Sally, yeah, because you remember that movie when Harry met Sally?
Yeah.
Well, this is Ali met Sally.
Oh, yeah. So, did you foster dogs?
Yes, yes, it was rescue dogs from pet warriors, and they would get these dogs, and we would foster them until they were adopted. And It was really lovely because they were ready to be adopted. You'd fixed up any ailments or they had habits they had, and when the people came and fell in love with them, at least the dogs were fully sexed and
Fully.
wormed, neutered, you know, and chipped and everything. So they got the perfect dog when they adopted them. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, there was to put the right dog with the right person, and you could see that all those people really wanted the company. You know. Yeah. One dog we had was 5 years old. It's very hard for a 5-year-old dog to be adopted. But this particular lady wanted an older dog because they were older people, and her husband was semi-bedridden, and he just fell in love with the dog, and it changed his life. It was really lovely for him. And then she could walk the dog, but then he could spoil the dog.
Yes, that sounds lovely.
Yes, it was really lovely, really lovely.
Yeah, and I think that brought a lot of joy into their life.
Oh, very much so, very
Yeah.
much so. And it gets people out just walking, just for a little walk, you know. It's amazing how many people they meet when they walk the dogs, and that's company, and they're pleased to get home and they've had fun to talk through the day.
Yes, it's lovely.
Yes, it's a good idea, this fostering and having the rescue dogs adopted. Yeah, very. But it's wonderful for people to have that company, especially the older people. Yeah.
Yeah. And there might be younger people as well.
Oh yes.
Your dog, have you got a big dog, have you?
Yes, but I only got him when he was 8 weeks old.
Oh.
And he was a rescue dog from Pet Warrior. Mother came from Gin in like a hoarding kind of situation there. She was a Belgian Shepherd and the father was Border Collie.
Oh,
So he's
wow.
now
Grown into a big one.
yeah, he's 38 kilos. So yeah, he's a big dog, but he was just a little ball of fluff, of course, when I got him. I just went to look.
And got hooked.
I got hooked. I got hooked.
It must be wonderful because when you go home, you're out, and you're on your own, it's somebody in the house to come
Yes,
home.
that's right.
Wonderful.
To greet you.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yeah.
Yeah, that's lovely.
Yes, he's a gentle. Didn't he need training? But I think any dog, no matter how big or small they are, needs training. Because my daughter thought that he'd bowl me over, but he doesn't. No.
They know quite the capabilities of the person that's looking after them.
Of course. Yeah. Yeah. No, he's very good, and I'm happy that I rescued him. And I think she had about 5 puppies. I think they were all rescued, and she herself was rescued as well.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So.
Oh, that's wonderful having the dog in your life.
Yeah.
It's really
Yeah.
lovely.
Good companion. Makes me get out of bed every morning.
Yes, yes.
Is he not going to do it that time?
No, he nudges me. He comes in. He's big enough to come and nudge me, so he nudges me. Yeah.
Outside of a dog, a book is a man's best friend, but inside of a dog it's too dark to read anyway.
Well, I think this last show was quite successful. Yes, our animal refuge, and it was really lovely to see all the volunteers and how much work that they've put in there.
Yes, a lot of work, yes.
And they're fundraising to buy that property so no developers can take it over, which is great.
Yeah, that would be a disaster.
Yes, so for a couple of things, and one was Barbara looking at the camera all the time.
Yes, I do agree.
Oh no, not again. So what's next? I don't know. I mean, we have to really think about this.
Yeah, well, when you...
Did you, I want to talk about driver's licences.
Oh yeah.
Did you have to go to the doctor's surgery and have a test on your eyes and a medical?
Yeah.
Once you turn 75?
That's right, yeah. You've got to give you this form and you've got to have it, the doctor will stamp it if your eyesight's okay, or the eye specialist, and then the doctor will stamp the medical part. You take that to the motor registration department and keep it with your licence all the time. It's a good idea.
Maybe we could do a show on that.
Yes, that sounds. Yeah, I think so. You have to give up
There
your
must be a
license.
lot of people
Well, I gave
that
my
do
license
that.
up, so yeah.
Why did you give yours up, George?
Well, I'd had a couple of strokes, and well, when you have a stroke, you know, you just got things like that, and I thought, well, fancy me, I could be in the car, and I have this, and there's safe children walking across the road.
Yeah,
And I could kill those children, just think. So I went in and I said to the lady, I said, I'm handing my license.
I think you did a great thing, George, because a lot of people are very reluctant to
I'm
give
sorry,
up their
I
licence.
feel sorry now when I came up here to live, and when the transport is not like it was where I was living, but I still think it was the best thing to do.
Yes, I do agree.
So we need to interview some people that have given up their license and what the alternatives are.
That's right.
Yes.
That would be very interesting.
Yes.
What's available?
Yeah, what's available? Because I don't have to give up my license.
Yes, I'm dreading the day that
That's
I've got to give up
right.
mine.
And will we have some of those little funny skits in
Yes,
the show
of
too?
course. Oh, I can think of a few. Yes.
Well, I think you'd be very good at that, Mavis.
Oh, do you?
Yes,
Oh,
I really
know
think
that.
that
Yeah, I reckon you're the best comedian we ever
Okay, so we're in agreement? Okay.
Rolling bones with kidney stones, and some of us have rickety bones, but nevertheless we do our best. Come watch our show and be impressed. Rolling, 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 rolling,